Saying goodbyes at the airport is always a hard thing to do, but saying goodbye to my parents before leaving for a 3-month adventure in Paris was one of the most bittersweet moments of my life. Bittersweet is actually the perfect word to describe my whole study abroad experience. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start from the beginning. Arriving in Paris on that first day was pure magic. It was rainy and the taxi driver talked in such quick and unintelligible French, but I was on cloud 9. I had been dreaming of visiting Paris since I began taking French my first quarter of college. I took Spanish all through high school and was already fluent in it because my mother is Peruvian and I grew up speaking the language. So when I got to college, I wanted to try out something new. Long story short, I loved French so much that I decided to add it as my second major along with communication. It's one thing to be in class and learn about France, and it's an entirely different thing to be in France. You can study every aspect of the culture, but it will never amount to experience. I learned more about French culture from the first 15 minutes of getting there than I did in class since freshman year. So yes, I advanced my language skills, but I also learned so much about French and European culture during my stay. That was one of my goals for study abroad, and I successfully achieved it. I can now speak to anyone in much better French than before my stay, and I'm not scared to try it either. My other goal was to grow personally. I had never been away from home for too long because I go to college at Santa Clara University and live in Gilroy, which is only 40 minutes from my school. I was quite scared that I would get incredibly homesick, and I did. But the important part was that I learned to cope with it. I took up meditation, I went on runs, I would visit the Tuileries Gardens and sketch. I did everything and anything to get my mind off of home, and it worked as well as gave me new life skills and hobbies. I also got very good at Skype and FaceTime. Independence is such an important life lesson, and I feel that study abroad was the best method of learning that. Not only did I learn how to live on my own for the first time, but I did so in a completely different country in a completely different language. That was pretty cool in my opinion. The IES scholarship I received helped myself and my parents out tremendously. My parents would give me the world if they could, and they sort of did by letting me study abroad. But the cost of the world is quite lofty, and studying in Paris would not have been possible without the help of IES. Well, it may have been, but I might have had to give up eating. The scholarship also helped me to travel. I had the opportunity to travel to Munich, Germany, Barcelona, Spain, and Milan, Italy. I saw more and learned more in a semester than I have in my entire life, and that is why studying abroad rocked my world. I would say thank you to everyone who helped me make this dream a reality, but that really does not capture my overwhelming feeling of gratitude. This trip is something that I will never forget. It is the highlight of my college experience so far. No, actually, the highlight of my whole entire life. There is nothing that can possibly compare to waking up thinking that you are in California and realizing you are in Paris, the most beautiful city in the world. There is nothing that can compare to the feeling you get when you finish classes and realize you have the rest of the day to explore the city. There is nothing that can amount to the pure adrenaline rush of morning runs on the Seine River. There are no words to describe how cool of a feeling it is to be able to walk to the Louvre and Notre Dame within 5 or 10 minutes from your homestay. Also, finally mastering the metro makes you feel like you are on top of the world. So yes, I was in Paris when the terrorist attacks of November 13th happened, but no terrorist can ever take away my wonderful memories of my semester abroad.